We've seen many countries in the region addressing this, and there is a historical basis to the issue of statelessness in the region. It is indeed one of a cause being the dissolution of the Soviet Union. So I think there is a recognition of this being a pressing issue. Last year here in Geneva, in fact, we held a major international high-level segment on statelessness, and we saw pledges being made by many countries, including from the region, to address statelessness. So it's part of this global push and this global campaign that we launched called the I Belong campaign, where we're encouraging states to come forward and to make these commitments and to resolve statelessness. So it shows across the world there is a more international commitment and action to address this issue.
Absolutely, and being stateless does open up these people to exploitation. They're often denied basic rights such as education and healthcare. So describe for me, paint a picture of what it's like to be stateless, for example, in a country like Uzbekistan.
Well, for a stateless person in general, you're talking about you're not a citizen of the country, so you're not included. It's a lifetime of exclusion. So basic things like being able to access, not in Uzbekistan generally, but across the world for many stateless people, they're unable to access healthcare, education, basic rights, the right to representation, the right to vote, to be elected. These are things that many of us take for granted, but for a stateless person, it's a very devastating consequence on their everyday life. And in the context now we're dealing with a global health emergency, not having healthcare, not having documentation, being able to access essential services. I mean, this is debilitating. So for a stateless person, you're excluded from society, from civic life in many aspects. But with this development in Uzbekistan, I mean, stateless people who are registered, they do have many rights. But now, I mean, they'll have the right to political representation, to vote, to have jobs that are for nationals, and also to be able to travel like other citizens of the country. So it is a marked difference in terms of their life and all aspects.